how it is. YSD up in your studio. One time, let's go, boy. Holla.
Hello Namibia, welcome to the very first edition of NamRequest. I'm your host, Paula. You're probably wondering, what is this girl doing on your screen? Now, we saw that the world was going through the most, especially our very beautiful land of the brave. And we just wanted to make the world a happy place by playing you some of your favorite jams. Now, we hit the streets of Namibia to ask you for your favorite requests, and we're going to play them right here on NamRequest. Don't go anywhere.
You guys are elegant, right?
Yeah.
That's what's up. I'm feeling that. Don't you that? Yeah, I'm the realest. Oh.
Charlie, I'd like to request Black Vodka Night drinking. A shout out to Mark for his PhD.
My moves are catchy, and you never have to worry about the cold night. You're dealing with daddy, get comfortable, baby, you hold man. There won't be side chick, I'm the one with the hangover. You're the one that should come over. Baby, would you roll over? Want you close, want you all over. I'm the one with the hangover. You're the one that should come over. Baby, would you roll over? Want you close, want you all over.
I wanna touch your body, your low. When the sun's up, we be hangover. Then it's all over.
Baby, when you come close, wanna touch your body all over. When the sun's up, we be hangover. Then it's all over. Come steady now, you're hangover. Otherwise, now you're hangover. Give me a little hangover. Then do now you're hangover. Come steady now, you're hangover. Otherwise, now you're hangover. I want to do those things. Everything I do is a courtesy. Baby boy, can I come over? I don't think I will come sober. I'm getting that day for the hangover. Then I sit on that beat, make it spill over.
Baby, won't you come close? I wanna touch your body, your love. When the sun's up, we be hangover. Then it's all over.
Baby, when you come close, wanna touch your body all over. When the sun's up, we be hangover. Then it's all over. Don't carry now you're hangover. Otherwise, now you're hangover. Give me a little hangover. Then through now you're hangover. Don't carry now you're hangover. Otherwise, now you're hangover. Give me a little hangover. Then through now you're hangover.
Quiero comerte viva, que tú sabes que soy cuerpo. Bailando suave que me pongo violento. Me inspira, quiere que sea su dueño. Sea cubana con otro consecuente. Boxo con pita. You can tell she no umuba. Very well is I'm here with the bad boys. Caramel on the halabupomona. Baby, won't you come close? I wanna touch your body, your love. When the sun's up, we be hangover. Then it's all over.
Baby, when you come close, wanna touch your body all over. When the sun's out, we'll be hangover. Then it's all over. Don't tell me now you're hangover. Otherwise, now you're hangover. Give me a little hangover. Then through now you're hangover. Don't tell me now you're hangover. Otherwise, now you're hangover. Give me a little hangover. Then through now you're hangover.
Is the new model for the new concentration camp, where the camp has been built by the inmates themselves, and the inmates are the guards, and they have this pride in this thing they built. They built their own prison, and so they exist in a state of schizophrenia where they are both guards and prisoners, and as a result they no longer have, having been lobotomized, the capacity to leave the prison they've made or to even see it.
Now as I move through the city, can't help but feel betrayed in my heart, like it's a new fitty. Like when I found out Dobie snitched that I was cheating, I didn't understand what the dude was still breathing, but I'm off, let him go. That's one of my guys, even though he turned out to be one of these spies. Ain't no guy I could think of I betrayed for green. Even though we losing, I still put money on my team. I put money on my dreams. I put money in my jeans. I put money on my people. You put money on machines. The kids that come at me, heavy breathing with their chest out. Find your dead body stuffed away in the warehouse. This is the type of music in the game you can test out. The owner of the game is back. It's time to keep the guest out. Like yeah, man's again last in, first out. Always be prepared. First rule of the Boy Scout. I show you what the boy's about. Fakes, I can point them out. You can write the best lyrics today, might again throw them out. Cause this game is something like Sudoku in the kid's brain. We all trying to be this shit floating in the lit train. And some make it, but some stumble and fall. Are there any brave among you who will answer this call of duty? For activism, for activism, for activism, crucify this classicism. Hey, Lord, if I die today, I pray my soul you keep and my family safe. But I had a good run, and I can't take away from all them good times and the life that you gave. See, ain't been happy in a while, it's the life that it is. I'm wishing with all of my heart, music's life that I'll live until my mom and pop just know you all appreciate it. And big bro, I got love, yo, one day when we make it, I'll play this. Just know that yo was the inspiration for facing hard times, even harder situations. Some say my life crazy, but that's their interpretation. I'm anticipating the day that my life changing. Follow aspirations with the music that we making. The rest gon' take care of itself, you know what I'm saying? Remain patient, humble, and success when I take it. Lord, all I pray is this, amen.
Youngin', glorification and praises due to the Most High. He's the creator, I'm a stoner, but we both high. I know my life is one of sin, but I don't try. It grows by itself like my bone size. Oh my, you ain't got no identity cause you stole mine. The game of life goes by and you'll get no prize. Do you know why? O-U-N-G-S-T-A. They say I stole my accent, that's why I seem fake. What does it take to be great and create a beautiful album, mixtape? Skills, money, patience, and a team who always keeps faith. We pray each day like Bone Thugs. Crossroads shit we take. Check up on a number plate. I'm reppin' C.A. My Barati and every other opposite like Zaki. Ibrahim, music is my thing, imprinted in my skin. Playing the game to the best of my powers, the industry's hours. So if I win, I'll put the cape on the map and that'll change everything. Yeah, that'll change everything. That'll change everything. Yeah.
Sikata in your favorite rapper. Many dollars nativa cafe no thin paper. The woman's right to the system without the scare.
Right in my heart, right in my heart.
The V10 Countdown airs every Saturday at 1800 hours on One Africa TV. Vote for your favorite music video by SMSing the song's name followed by V10 to 10010. Make sure that you add a space between the song name and V10. For example, Omapenda Fule space V10. SMSs are charged at $3 Namibian. T's and C's apply.
Welcome back to NamRequest. As you just saw, we play absolutely everything. If you want the hip hop, we give you the hip hop. If you want the kwaito, we give you the kwaito, my friend. If you want the hikwa, you know, hikwa was a combination of hip hop and kwaito. We give you that too. So you can request for absolutely anything on NamRequest and we'll play it for you. Don't go anywhere because we got more music videos coming your way.
Hi, my name is Martin Tamba. Welcome to the Super Party Youth League Sports Day Festival. And I would like to request Mama Rosa by King Elegant. Thank you very much.
Hi, it's me, Risha. I would like to request a song by Jaleel called Real Love.
What's with you and the rumors? What's with you and the rumors? Hush now, baby. Let's so picky. Because so far, baby girl, chihuela. It's all made up. You tell them things about us. That's how you lose my trust. Don't talk, just listen. Don't you play victim. You always talk the talk, but you never walk the walk. I want to know. Don't you get tired telling me things I know? Baby, I'm tired. Listen to me for once. Listen to what's on my heart. Shh, listen to love. Listen, I'm speaking for us. You wear that too much.
Welcome back to NamRequest. Now, I want to send a quick shout out to my people in Swakop Moon. Thank you so much, man, for approaching our camera, guys, and being so free and open to request for your favorite local jams. Now, another shout out I want to send to is to King Elegant as well as Jaleel, because they've been doing the most, hey, and we really just appreciate you guys for putting in the work. And remember that every step you take brings all of us closer to making this arts and entertainment industry 100. We'll be right back. Welcome back to NamRequest. As you could see, we play anything you absolutely want. If you want the hip-hop, we give you the hip-hop, my friend. If you want the kwaito, we give you that too. Anything you can request for right here on NamRequest. We hit the streets every now and then. If you spot our camera guys, reach out to them and say, yo, Mr. Camera Guy, can you please play my local jam? And we will surely do that for you. Now, we're going to play some more music. Don't go anywhere.
I want to request a song by my boy KK Kaima, featuring Twazi. Shout out to my homeboy NamTV for popping up in my hood, showing some love like always. And shout out to all my out there in the coast, balling like a. We all out here, man. We cooling like a. Shout out.
Hello, my name is Isabella. I'd like to send a shout out to all my friends, my team that won netball, and I wish them all the best. I want to request Selima by Gaza, and it goes out to my team.
Two hands on the clock, like a. Get your back in the floor.
been at it for some years now. So little to show for it, I'm still gonna go for it, yeah. I'm switching up the gears now. I'm gunning for billboards, I'm bringing a blowtorch, yeah. I ain't finna let my peers down. Man, the sources all sorts, you know I'm on course, yeah. And since we're out here now, man, I hope you know I'm still king, yeah. See, I told y'all niggas, man, I told y'all niggas. Every time I show, it's a showdown. Niggas came a long way from street brawls and throwdowns. Niggas, now I'm trying to reach stars cause the flow sound sicker. This is profound. Put my soul on the sound of homie profound. I'm on the road to the riches, man, I'm homebound. Man, been hot 4 hours on the streets, I'm grown now. Speaking of, I'm trying to get it to the world. This attitude I'm on, make a brother wanna hurl. And the grind won't stop, I'ma keep pushing till I'm back on the top seat. I'ma let the spark pop. This music is my birth child. I always put my heart and my soul in it, and I just hope it's worthwhile. See, they always second guess me. Can these haters take a rest, please? I do this to my core, my brother. I don't do this to impress me, yeah. So why they test me? Why they always trying to best me? Don't you know that I'm sick with it? Don't you know that I'm messy? The young savior, soon to be a go-to guy. See, I've been at the top, but I flew too high. So the wings got clipped, but the boys stay fly. I'm on everybody's top, and you know why. But I ain't trying to dwell on the past. I'ma stay level-headed and just focus on the task. I just wanna make my mama proud, fill her heart with some joy and the pockets with some cash.
Shady magana kang. Igual to como. Oku chega mananti mkulu fia paime. Bikina. Selimangwe, Selimangwe. Selimangwe, Selimangwe. Selimangwe, mama. I love you. Selimangwe, mama. Said I love you. Odigole, mama. Odigole, mama. Selimangwe, mama.
pipe de kamewe deko ke bachalo chin ashiko matako that ko bi macho na ya sunula imacho na taipa sunula Selima we mama I love you Selima we mama said I love you Onigole mama Onigole mama Selima Onigole Selima Onigole Selima Okuta meka mo 77 na Selima ngengone ndakala nemtime okano dikahone no hololu time yena vio prime Selima.
That was a throwback by Gaza Serima. Now, before I love and leave y'all, I just want to remind you to please not forget to like our social media pages. Go follow us, tweet us. Let us know what you think of the show. It's NamRequest on all platforms. We will be back very soon. So please, be back to come check us. In the meantime, between time, keep it local, keep it lekker, support the industry, and I am out.
Silver and gold that do not have, what I have I given to you in the name of Jesus. Rise up and walk. Amen. 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 Victorious. Victorious. Look what the Lord has done. 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 My God is alive. Hey, 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 hey. Oh, my God is alive.
Welcome to Echo Africa, the environment program brought to you from Nigeria, Uganda, and Germany. As always, we'll be taking a look at some of the ideas out there for protecting the environment, both in Europe and in Africa. I'm Chris Alems in Lagos, Nigeria. But first of all, a warm welcome to my co-host, Sandra.
Hi Chris, hello everybody. I am Sandra Twinobio here in Kampala, Uganda. And yes, we have a lot in store for you. So do stay tuned and enjoy the show. Here's a quick preview of what is coming up shortly. Simple but smart. We see how a fence in Kenya is protecting both elephants and the forest. we meet an artist in Ghana who is breathing new life into glass recycling. And thinking big, how young entrepreneurs here in Uganda are turning their ideas into reality. Floating on water are a lovely sight. Plastic plants can be something of a pest when they turn up in the wrong places. We've had a few reports on the trouble water hyacinths have caused to some communities. Now on Lake Osa in Cameroon, local residents and conservationists are battling with another invasive species that is causing a host of problems there.
Paddling through Lake Osa has become more of a struggle since the Salvinia plant altered its ecosystem, says Richard Ngole, a fisherman who grew up in a small community on the shores of the lake. The fast-growing weed blocks sunlight and depletes oxygen from the water, suffocating aquatic life.
The Salvinia is giving us a lot of trouble. It has affected my fishing activity. In the past, when I went out to fish, I would have a good catch for me and my family. But now it's become really hard.
This morning, a group of local residents from Dizangwe have come together to clear the invasive plant from the main entrance to the lake. The villagers are worried it will spread to other sections that have not yet been affected. Lake Osa is Cameroon's largest natural lake with a total surface area of nearly 40 square kilometers. But it's now infested with water moss, or Salvinia. Nearly 40% of its surface is covered. As it proliferates, the plant also threatens the locals' livelihoods. A local marine mammal conservation organization, AMCO, regularly organizes the cleanups. For 5 years now, the team has been striving hard to protect the lake from the aggressive weed. To find a more efficient solution, Aristide Takukam has set up a research site in the village. He wants to find out if they can use a biological weapon to destroy the water moss on a large scale. This small bug feeds on Salvinia. Tests from last year showed that it can completely eliminate plant cover in a matter of months. AMCO is already negotiating its deployment with the Cameroon government. But there have been concerns in the community due to fears the bug would also eat their crops.
The biological control using the Salvinia weevil has been used in many countries around the world, including in 15 countries in Africa. And the best example is that of Senegal. They were able to get rid of their Salvinia within a year using the biological control. And the way this weevil works is that it feeds specifically on the Salvinia. And what happened after they're done eating Salvinia? They just died because they have nothing else to eat.
Twice a month, the researcher makes the trip from Cameroon's capital, Yaoundé, to work at the lake, accompanied by colleagues and students. AMCO also collects data on the African manatee, the least studied large mammal in Africa. They are shy by nature and active at night, so sightings are rare. In order to detect the creature's location and movements, Takukam uses specialist equipment, including an eco-sonar. The information gained is critical for the conservation of the graceful animals.
So the reason my team and I are working so hard is because we want to save the African manatee, which is being threatened by poaching, which is illegal hunting of this species, and they're also threatened by accidental capture in fishing net. The population overall is decreasing, and even especially here in Lake Osa, where the threat of Salvinia has combined to the hunting, making the population to even decrease faster.
The conservation group regularly sends out volunteers to speak to the local community. The purpose is to inform villagers about the importance of protecting the lake and all its natural resources, including the manatees. They too are struggling to survive.
When a manatee gets caught in the net, it eats up all the fish, even if it's 100. The problem is due to the fact that manatees don't have access to enough seagrass. It's choked out by the Salvinia, so they eat fish.
Many of these community members have lost their source of income because of salvinia. Local fishermen have plenty of incentive to do all they can to remove the alien plant and prevent its spread. And they hope that Aristide Takukam and his team will soon get the go-ahead to introduce the tiny bug that will save the lake by devouring its pesky surface cover.
Hi, we're in the rooftop. Hello world, we're in the rooftop with Susie. Oh my gosh, we can't see anything, but she will be performing now. Everything feels like it's falling apart. Who is this lady next to you? Shikune. She's gonna go live now. Thank you guys so much.
I'm gonna put makeup on my mother.
It's gonna be for our Mother's Day. She wants to do something for me, so I said okay. So what did she?
What an interesting project. We now head to Kenya to pay a visit to some relatives of the manatee, the elephants. Look it up if you do not believe me. Elephants are amazing creatures, but many farmers find them difficult to live with because they trample on crops and can even destroy entire forests. But the community around the Eburu forest has found a way to scare off the large animals without doing them harm. Let's take a look.
Here, elephants and other wildlife roam free without posing a threat to farmers and their livestock living nearby. That's because they are separated by an electric fence. Joseph Mutongu works for Rhino Ark, a conservation NGO. He manages the fence and oversaw its construction. It's solar-powered and has proved to be very reliable. It cordons off sections of Eburu forest in the Great Rift Valley.
We did about 43.3 kilometers, and it's done now. And now the work we are doing now is to maintain now the fence itself, and also to do the sensitization to the community so that they can be able to own it.
Maseto Hussein is a forest beekeeper, one of many here. They belong to the Ogiek community, which has practiced beekeeping for hundreds of years. The bees are kept in traditional wooden hives, and the honey is extracted by hand. Beekeeping is still allowed in the forest. Chopping down trees and hunting are not. We took care of wild animals in the same way the Maasai look after their cattle, or other communities tend to their livestock or crops. So we lived off honey and bushmeat and lived here in the knowledge that this was like our farm. In order to protect the forest, the indigenous community has been given land and access to water outside it. Joseph Kariuki has now turned to Tamarillo farming. We don't depend on the seasons anymore. It used to be the case that at this time of the year you wouldn't see any greenery here. The ground will be parched. That is one of the biggest changes I can attest to. Now it's green everywhere. The environment has really changed. The fences also protect key areas of forest where rainfall feeds Kenya's rivers. The project, which receives support from government agencies, charitable foundations and the corporate sector, has proved a great success, and now areas of mountain woodland in other parts of the country are being fenced as well.
I normally feel so happy to see such a noble forest being, spared for the animals and for environment. So, and I'm quite happy to see such an electric fence set up to protect these animals from going outside to the community.
And that in turn has protected the community from damage caused by wandering wildlife. Here, fences are giving the forests, the animals living here, and the nearby communities the freedom to flourish.
We now turn to an ancient art form still practiced today, glass blowing. After learning the technique in Europe, an artist in Ghana now creates all sorts of beautiful things in his workshop.
That's right, Sandra. And since there is no professional glass recycling as such in Ghana, he found a way of clearing up some of the waste by turning it into other useful objects. Here is this week's Doing Your Bit.
It's about 1,800 degrees Celsius here. It's very, very hot.
The materials used to make this glowing molten blob came from the garbage.
You can see in Ghana now that glasses are being thrown everywhere. Any corner you go, there's a glass.
Ghana doesn't have a formal system for collecting and recycling waste glass, so a lot ends up in landfills. The only certified glass blower in West Africa, Michael Tete works exclusively with recycled glass. His craft requires a lot of patience and experience.
Anytime you blow a little bit of air, not too much, you push it, then it's coming. If you blow it too much, it will explode.
Numerous steps are required to complete each unique object, which Tete makes in a wide variety of colours, patterns, shapes and sizes. His eye-catching creations are sold in a gallery for around €11 each.
His pieces are tailor-made. You can give him any design, any specification, and he will make it and the color for you. Also, his products are eco-friendly, and we like the fact that he's turning waste into usable artifacts.
And to ensure that sustainable glass blowing has a future in Ghana, Michael Tete also teaches this traditional craft to young people in his workshop, passing on his sustainable methods to the next generation of artists.
And how about you? If you're also doing your bit, tell us about it. Visit our website or send us a tweet. #DoingYourBit. We share your stories.
Pretty much the world over, bees are known to be industrious creatures. In English, we even use the term busy bees. But like many other insects, they are under threats. Our next report takes us to a remote region of Kosovo in southern Europe. There, conservationists are working to protect a unique natural habitat, one where the important pollinators play a key role.
It's usually men who wear this kind of outfit in Kosovo. There are hardly any female beekeepers in the country. Shqipe Shala is one of them. The beekeeping season might be over, but she still checks on her charges regularly. An electric fence protects her hives from the bears that still roam this area near Prizren, Kosovo's second largest city. The Shar Mountains National Park, just to the south, is a refuge for Balkan lynx. This species of wild cat is critically endangered. There are only a few dozen of them left. Shqipe Shala has 150 beehives. She's the boss, and her husband works for her. That's quite an unusual setup, but it works for them.
We like to do things systematically. I start from one end. My husband starts from the other. We like to compete. It's kind of a game to see who can check more beehives.
Today, it looks like a tie. Once the inspections are done, Shala takes care to extinguish the coal in her smoker, which is used to calm the bees. A forest fire could have disastrous consequences. She doesn't have any trouble finding buyers for her organic honey. It sells for twice the price of the honey sold at street-side markets. Beekeeping, sheep breeding and cheese making are an important part of the economy in Kosovo, the youngest and smallest nation in the Balkans. Shala went abroad to study organic farming methods. Nowadays, environmental activists come to see her to learn how she applies organic methods to beekeeping. The aim is to raise awareness across Kosovo of eco-friendly farming practices.
I attended a workshop in Germany. I learned a lot about animal welfare, which nobody here knows anything about. I'm now giving courses to pass on this knowledge. I hope people will come to realize we have to protect nature, and that includes bees. They are so important for the environment.
Nature conservation can be an uphill battle. In Kosovo and neighboring Albania, hydropower plants are still widely considered an eco-friendly way to generate electricity. But building more of them, alongside illegal timber felling, would further shrink the habitats of endangered species, such as bears, lynx and wolves. Shippa Shala says most of the people don't realize what is going on. They're just not aware of the issues. But she wants to change that.
We have to pay more attention to our natural environment, especially in the national park. This also affects my business. If forest clearance and everything that goes along with it is allowed to go on, I will eventually lose my bees.
Kosovo gained independence in 2008. It's only natural, she says, that it will take a while for such a young country to sort things out. Shippa Shala, for one, remains optimistic.
Back to Africa now to meet a man here in Nigeria who believes that farming should be both sustainable and profitable. Samson Ogbole has declared war on the concept of subsistence farming, where farmers plant a small plot of land and just about make ends meet. A few years ago, he launched a training campaign aimed at revolutionizing small-scale farming with hydroponic agriculture.
Samson Ogbole sees agribusiness as the root of sustainable development and job creation. The head trainer at Farm Lab in Ogun State, southwestern Nigeria, believes agriculture must be business-minded, technology-driven and climate-smart. The 38-year-old is also keen to pass on his knowledge to others.
Always remember, if you practice agriculture, you will be poor. Practice agribusiness, you're on the road to wealth. So, what is agriculture? Agriculture is that thing our grandfather did. And as a student, you should ask yourself, how rich was your grandpa? How rich are the pure normal farmers that you know? If they are not wealthy, how can a poor system make you rich?
Let's come inside. Over the past 7 years, Ogbole has trained over 10,000 young Nigerians. For him, agriculture is no way to make a quick buck and requires a hands-on approach.
And a lot of people reach out and I realize not everybody has the amount to pay for training. Now, you don't want people to go into agriculture without being properly trained. If not, they would waste money, waste time, waste resources. So I figured, fine, I am setting up more farms. What if I gave people the opportunity to work and learn at the same time? So instead of looking for money to pay for your lesson fee, for your learning fee and all of that, you come and learn for free, and actually set up a farm.
Farmers like Gloria Oyalami hope to scale up their agribusiness using the hydroponic method. This uses water rich in nutrients instead of soil. This makes planting and harvesting possible regardless of season.
I'm looking forward to venture into a greenhouse. Why? Because it's less strenuous, and two, you are able to predict almost accurately, not accurately, but almost accurately, what your output will be, your income, or your financial analysis.
Students built this growing patch. During a one-week program, they learn how to set up a soilless aeroponic farm. Nutrient-laden mist nourishes the plants, which makes maximum use of area and fertilizer.
Soilless farming happens to be a principle farming. If you follow the principle, you can apply it to any plants you want to develop on your farm. So for the trough system, you map out where you want to set up the trough for the plants, and you always create a pathway for workers to pass through for harvesting.
Samson Ogbole and his Farm Lab team are convinced soilless farming could be a blueprint for sub-Saharan African countries to feed themselves sustainably and profitably. With the number of students increasing daily, Ogbole plans to grow his training program across Nigeria.
Whoa, amazing what they're doing. Our next report is also about training young people. This time in Uganda, not far from where you are, Sandra, in Kampala. What's going on there?
Well, the program is meant to show how business opportunities and jobs can be created while at the same time protecting our planet and its resources. We visited a learning hub that encourages young people to turn their visions into reality, and we met some pretty inspiring entrepreneurs.
Our house collapsed. My only beloved grandmother died from the injuries she suffered. So I turned my painful past into a motivation. I never knew that what I'm doing would turn this big to me and to the environment.
I felt unloved. I felt discriminated because of my often falling sick from malaria. I am now part of the solution in my country.
Two people, each with a vision. Joan Nalwega produces soap with a scent that repels mosquitoes. According to the UN, every 2 minutes a child under the age of 5 dies of malaria.
Even if I'm not saving all the kids that are suffering right now, I am at least saving the ones that I can.
John Mary Kavuma is a founder and director of the green business Upcycle Africa, which builds houses out of recycled plastic bottles. Kavuma and Nalwega are graduates of the Social Innovation Academy, or SINA for short. It's located in the town of Mpigi, about 30 kilometers south of Uganda's capital, Kampala. Here, young people, including orphans and street kids, learn how to develop their ideas into successful businesses. Due to the COVID-19 pandemic, only a few students are currently able to attend classes on campus.
Especially in Uganda, people are not prepared to work together, to present themselves, to ask critical questions, to find their own solutions, their own answers. And we're all learning that in SINA, and that's why often not everybody will become an entrepreneur, but many of our scholars as well that have been in SINA have found jobs.
One of the solutions led us to Kampala, where plastic waste is a huge problem. 350,000 tons of trash accumulate in the Ugandan capital every year, and only half of it is disposed of. Much of the plastic lands on this trash dump. Recycling isn't common here. John Mary Kavuma pays young trash collectors to gather bottles that he can use to build houses.
Every time I come here and I do give some money to other people to do, for example, recycling or keeping our environment clean, it gives me a lot of hope that even the future generation will inherit a healthy planet that we have done or we have protected from plastic waste.
Earth is pressed into plastic bottles to make bricks. Many women work for Kavuma's business, giving them the chance to earn their own money. Kavama says the houses are cool inside even on hot days. His business has already constructed more than 100 buildings using over 3 million plastic bottles in the process. Due to the coronavirus pandemic, commissions have slowed, but there is funding coming in from abroad.
We are revising different solutions on the way we can be able to survive as a company. However, we also got some people who came along to support us. For example, we got some funding from IKEA and Achumen that decided to support us, especially in the era of COVID-19.
Joan Nalwega has brought a few bars of soap to one of the women who supply her with lemongrass, a key ingredient in her product. Before the COVID-19 crisis, Nalwega charged tourists and hotels for her soap. But now that there are hardly any tourists, she has expanded her business online.
I have a vision to make my country a better place. I have a vision to make Africa, instead of running away from it, to make it a better place.
If my grandmother happened to see me now, I know she will be proud of me.
I'm sure she would. It is good to be reminded that looking after the environment usually pays off. Well, that's all we had for you today. Thank you all for joining us. So long from me, Sandra Twinoblio, here in Kampala. Until next time.
Bye for now, Sandra. As always, it was a pleasure hosting the show with you. And to our viewers out there, remember, you can find out more about environmental protection and sustainability on our social media platforms. I am Chris Ilem, signing off from Lagos. See you again next week.
No.